If you think retirement is something that just happens at a magical age, like turning 16 and being able to drive, 21 being able to drink, 18 being able to vote, just because you hit age 60 something, 70 something, does not mean you automatically retire. You're dreaming. It is your responsibility to think forward throughout your entire life to how you are going to be financially supported when you retire. It's not a God given attribute. It's not the government coming in on a white horse. If you're waiting on your company or relying on your government to support you during those years, you have been misled. It is up to you. Hi, I'm Jenny. I am a Southern lady with a little bit of grit, a little bit of lipstick, and a hell of a lot of boldness. And I'm here to pull the lace off the lies or the misinformation that we have allowed ourselves to believe our entire lives. Retirement isn't something that just happens. It's something you've prepared for. And if this is the first time you're realizing this, it's not too late. That's why I'm here. I did not start until my 40s thinking about retirement. I didn't get real serious until my late 40s. I'm now in my late 50s. I am more secure in the knowledge that I'm going to be okay because I have done some deep dives and realized that retirement isn't the millions of dollars the experts tell us we're supposed to have. Retirement is simply the amount of money you need to sustain your existence at a lifestyle level to which you can afford. And that is the key. You want to prepare to go into retirement paying only cash because credit is something you pay off over time at crazy interest rates. So everything costs you double, triple over time, which you thought you were actually paying for it to begin with. But you don't have unlimited years left to pay off debt, and you don't want to go out leaving a pile of it behind you. So, with that said, let's put on our big girl pants, let's put on our big girl panties, boss up, and look at this together. I don't know where it started. Maybe it's not something that we teach in our families or that's taught in the curriculum in our public schools. Why would it be? It's not part of what the school system should be teaching us. But retirement is not the fantasy of you work hard and you retire happy. Okay, yeah, we're going to work hard. We've been doing that our whole lives. Me personally, I think I started working when I was probably 12 or 13. I've worked a lot of years. Am I going to retire happy? Yeah, because I'm deciding to retire happy within the lifestyle to which I can afford. I'm going into it eyes wide open, not sitting on a lot of yachts, drinking champagne, eating caviar as a lifestyle, maybe as an occasional treat. Who knows? I may have a friend or a sister who wins a lottery that invites me over to her yacht. Don't know. But the fantasy, let's bust it right now. Pop the bubble. You are not automatically going to retire and live in the lap of luxury. Yes, we're all going to work hard, but part of working hard and part of being adults is we are saving for the things that we need in the future. There's a lot of old cliches. Save 10%, save 15% of everything you ever make. Well, that's a good baseline. And sometimes it's hard to save even 2%. I get it. But you have to prioritize your future self at any age and put money towards your retirement. Now, there's programs out there. A lot of our jobs offer this 401k, which historically replaced the pensions that kind of went defunct. There are still occasionally pensions available, but you can't necessarily think that's going to fulfill all your needs. You have to proactively begin putting money away and establishing how much you need as a retirement budget. Now, ladies, if you are over 40, if you are over 50, if you are moving into your 60s and you are just now beginning to think about retirement, it is not too late. It's not. Whether you have been systematically putting money into a 401k, an IRA, or somewhere else, there's still money there. If you've been working in the United States, you've been paying into Social Security. So there's retirement money there. It's not a lot. You're going to be surprised. But there's things you can do now to find out how much and figure out where you are without fear, without shame, because there is still time to do better. Many of us don't want to have to work in retirement. Some of us can't imagine a life where we don't work. I work with a lady right now who just turned 70. To look at her, you would think she was in her 40s. She's phenomenal, adore her, but she chooses to keep working for her own reasons. I don't think it's financially driven. I think she truly loves the routine, the lifestyle, what she does, and that's great. A lot of us are just worn the freak out and we need to lay it down. So, whichever camp you're in, you want to keep working or you want to completely do nothing, you have to be able to put food on the table, keep the lights turned on, and a little bit of clothing on your back. So let's dig in and let's find out. Now, down in the description, if you are not accustomed to managing your money with your own personal money management plan, also called a budget, there is a free starter budget workbook and a spreadsheet in the description below. For those of you who can't imagine life post work or how you would ever make that transition from going somewhere every day to having all the time in the world on your hands, I personally struggle with this, and I have written a couple of journals that I work through myself that prepare you your last 52 weeks of work life heading into retirement. Also, the mindset of how to transition from that structured life we've all been accustomed to since childhood with having to go to school and going to work, et cetera, but how to make the transition into a very fulfilling next chapter of our lives. In the description below, probably also see some thumbnails of a couple of my favorites here on the screen. So you've probably figured out that retirement is going to require a plan and not a prayer. And prayer is always good. However, God helps those who help themselves or whatever higher power you subscribe to, but you have to put in the work. Nothing magically happens and you're given this. You have to figure out what it looks like for you and put the plans in place to do it. And part of that is going to checking out your Social Security expected amounts, figuring out when you want to take that. How many years do you want to continue working? Do you even want to stop working in your current job? Or do you want to start cultivating some side hustles, some income streams that feed your passions and your hobbies that you could basically turn into some sort of lucrative endeavor? Let's start thinking about those things now. So you've got 3 steps, 3 pieces of homework that you need to start now. Also, subscribe to the channel. I talk about this every week, releasing a video every Saturday about money and every Wednesday about money mindset. Also, as we go into the Christmas season, I am doing a series of paying cash only for Christmas and how that can be accomplished regardless of where you are in your life, but especially us preparing for retirement. And then moving into January, let's come out strong into the next year. I have another series coming out toward the end of December to prepare you to seize the 52 weeks we have in the upcoming year to be able to begin the hard, realistic planning and next steps for your personal retirement. So your 3 takeaways, your 3 pieces of homework. One, you need to find out how much you currently have. You're going to go to the Social Security website. You're going to check your bank accounts. You're going to check your investment accounts. You're going to check with your company's HR on your IRAs or your Roth IRAs or your pensions or your SEPs. Anywhere you have been swirling away your funds, whether it's been intentionally, aggressively, or automatically, your first thing you have to do is find out how much you have. The second thing you need to do is snag the budget, the master money plan workbook below, and let's figure out how much it actually takes for you to live today. And that is full disclosure, all of your subscriptions, whether they're to paper magazines or online streaming apps, etc., all of your delivery services. Let's check the credit card bills, and we're going to pay those off and stop using those. But let's check all of our statements for hidden bleeds. Let's possibly even tally up what you're spending on convenience items that once you're retired or you move into the next chapter of your life, you don't necessarily need those conveniences. So, dry cleaning, coffee stops, eating lunch out versus taking lunch in every day, those different points. So, homework number two, figure out how much you need every month. Now, if you want to broad stroke it instead of get down into the weeds, because I am a nerd, I love a spreadsheet. I love getting down to the individual details, then do that. Just say, overall rent and utilities or mortgage and utilities is this amount of money, and just my car between maintenance, insurance, repairs is this much per month, et cetera, et cetera. But you've got to come up with a number for a target. Now, number three, check the notes here. Number three, and this is where I'm going to make you bust out of your comfort zone. Make one bold financial move in preparation for this is that you're going to increase your contributions. You're going to finally take advantage of those catch up contributions. Are you going to go and open a Roth and begin socking money away in there? If you do your research, you're going to find out that Roth is post tax contributions, meaning you've already paid the tax on whatever you're putting in there, and this is your federal income tax, and all of the earnings you can withdraw tax-free at the point of withdrawal. And now there are some regulations around that. I believe that your earnings have to sit for 5 years before you can start pulling them out, but your principal is yours at any point. I am not a financial expert. I am just simply a girl who has done a lot of reading and a lot of looking in and a lot of talking to my financial advisor about this. Yes, I have a financial advisor. It is a nominal fee, but it is priceless with its peace of mind. If you'd like to know who I use, happy to give that information to you. Just drop me a note down in the comments and I will send you his information. Otherwise, there are some phenomenal resources. Can I use the word phenomenal again? If you go to Dave Ramsey's website, Dave Ramsey Solutions or Ramsey Solutions, Financial Peace, just Google that. You'll get to his website. He has a list of service providers that have been vetted to ensure that they have the heart of a teacher. They adhere to his program, which is ultimately living debt free. But you could check that out. I have personally followed that and completely agree with it. So that's your number three. Make a bold financial move. You decide what that is. Hold a yard sale. For some of us, that's a bold financial move. Then take that money and go open a Roth. If this information, this conversation has resonated with you, subscribe, keep coming back. We have an entire rest of our lives to enjoy, and we want to do it fearlessly with peace of mind, knowing that everything is going to be okay because we are working our plan. Share this video. There's somebody in your life who's facing the next chapter and needs a little bit of reassurance. Maybe they've had a significant life change. We're here for them as well. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if there's any additional fears and or skills that you could use some assistance or maybe a video in. I always love getting your feedback and finding out what you want to hear. I'm Jenny. I'll see you in the next video. Stop recording.